So this is the last movie for for lesson 1, and this is just introducing you to step 3 type equations, both pictorially and symbolically. Step 3 types of equations in my mind takes 3 steps to get to the answer. So there are a few different ones, so I'm just going to introduce you to the first one, and this is where equations contain brackets. So there are 2 different methods of solving. I'm going to show you the easiest one just because we just learned distributive property in Unit 5. So what we're going to do, pictorially means that if I build this, I'm going to start with the x. I have to do what's in the brackets first, so I had to subtract 5, and then I had to times by 3. I just built the left-hand side. I put that now equal to 21, and then I undo everything. So I divide by 3, which gives me to 7, and then I add 5, which gives me to 12, and that should be my solution. The other way algebraically is by using the distributive property like I just said. So we're going to open up those brackets. So 3 times x is 3x, 3 times 5 is 15, and that's equal to 21. Now this looks like what we just did in step 2 type of equations, because now we need 2 steps to get to the answers. So just opening up the brackets is one step. It now turns into a step 2 type of equation, and we just follow along. We zero out the minus 15 by adding 15 to both sides. Those 2 cancel out, and you're left with these 3 variable tiles. 21 plus 15 is 36, and now this is a step 1 equation, and now we divide both sides by 3, and we get an answer of 12. So let's just do a couple here. So here we open up our brackets, and we get negative 6x plus 10, and that's going to equal to negative 6. Now by opening up the brackets, it becomes a step 2 type of equation. So we have to zero that positive 10, negative 10. Those 2 cancel, and we get negative 6x is equal to negative 16. And then we're going to divide by both sides by negative 6. And we get x is equal to, will be a positive, and if I reduce this to lowest terms, it would be 8 over 3. Now you can change this into a repeating decimal, and if your answer or if your question said round to the nearest tenth, you do your rounding. So 3 into 8 goes twice, and it'd be 2 left over, so it'd be 0.6 repeat. I would prefer you to leave it as improper unless it said to round to the nearest tenth or write it in decimal form. So in this situation, we're just going to open up those brackets. So we're going to get 18 minus 6x is equal to 7. You can rearrange this if you like your x's first, as long as you keep the colors the same. I'm going to just keep everything in the exact order it came in. There's a positive 18. I'm going to zero that out with negative 18. Don't forget that negative. We have negative 6x is equal to negative 11. I'm going to divide both sides by negative 6. And I'm going to keep this in fractional form. I got 11 over 6. And I'm not going to verify these 2 because of the fractions. I'll verify a couple more. So please, it's a quick check. Stop the video, try these 2, see if you get the right answer. Okay, welcome back. So I'm going to just do these quickly for you. So 2 times 3.7 would be 7.4. Geez, I hope I don't make any math errors. 2 times x is 2x, and I get 13.2. 2x, sorry, my apologies, I have to zero out that positive 7.4. So let's zero it out by negative. What I do to one side, I do to the other. So I get 2x is equal to 5.8. And I'm going to divide both by 2. And when I do that, I'm going to get 2.9. I'll verify this one over here just to show you one with decimals. Okay, so I'm going to open this one up. The brackets are just on the right hand side, not a big deal. 1.5x, and I believe that is 9. I'm just going to make sure though. Not bad. 1.5 times 6 is 9. Good. I'm going to zero that out. Plus 9, plus 9. And I'm going to get 15 is equal to, those two are 0, 1.5. And when I divide by 1.5, I'm going to get 10. So x is equal to 10. I'm going to verify this one for you, just because it's a little different. Again, if the quiz says to verify, you must verify. All other times are optional for you. But really, you can tell what your mark is on your test to be verified. So on the left-hand side now is just the 6. On the right-hand side is 1.5x minus 6. So I'm just going to substitute that x in for, sorry, that 10 in for x. I get 1.5 and 4, and 1.5 times 4 is 6. I have the left-hand side equal to the right-hand side. I did it great. Okay. So in this example here, I just want you to pause and take a look at this and see where the student went wrong. Welcome back. So if you looked at this, you can see that you have 4, and so this side is all correct. You should have 4x minus 20, but you don't distribute the 4 over here. So this is where they went wrong. This should be 4x minus 20 is equal to 7. So the student was not correct in his solution. In this example, for each statement below, write then solve an equation to determine the number, verify the solution. A number divided by 4 is negative 7, so a number divided by 4 is negative 7. Now, if you can take a look at this and see that the answer is actually x is equal to negative 28, good for you. Okay, if not, you multiply both sides by 4, okay, and you get x is equal to negative 28. Here is 3 plus a number divided by 5 is 6. Means always equals. So here you're going to zero out the 3. So we're going to zero out the 3. You have x over 5 is equal to 3, because those two zero out. You're going to multiply both sides by 5. I didn't leave myself much room to do this. My apologies. And you get x is equal to 15. Here, 1/2 of a number. So 1/2 of a number is equal to 2.5. You can also write it as 0.5x is equal to 2.5, which is what I'm going to do because it's a little bit easier to solve, because all I have to do now is divide both sides by 0.5. And we have x is equal to 5. 1/3 of a number minus 4 is equal to 2. I'm just going to extend this page. Now again, anything that's in the middle of our fraction goes to the top. So another way to write it is this. So then I zero out the 4 by adding 4. And I get x over 3 is equal to 6. And then I multiply both sides by 3. When I do that, I get x is equal to 18. Here we have a another class example where it's a problem solving. Stephanie has a job in sales. She earns a monthly salary of $2,500. So there's your $2,500. And then for everything that she sells, she makes 8%. So if I convert that percent to a decimal, I'm going to get 0.08. Okay, so 0.08 of her sales, which is represented by the variable S. Sales is how much she sells. Now, if you work in retail, makes $2,500, that's automatically, and then she makes 8% of everything that she sells. If you add those two together, you'll get the total amount. So if I want to solve this, I'm going to subtract 2,500 from both sides. Let me just do this. So I'm going to rewrite it here. Okay, that's 0 decimal in there. Let me just erase that because that doesn't look very right. 0.08. There, that's better. So I'm going to zero out my 2,500. Those two cancel out to be given 0.08 S is equal to 280. I'm going to divide both sides by 0.08. And you know what, you guys? I'm not even going to try and lie. There's no way I'm doing this one in my head. So just give me a second. 2.8 divided by 0.08. I get 3,500. So she has to sell $3,500 worth of merchandise in order to make $2,700. Sorry, $2,780. So let's verify. Left-hand side, right-hand side. Left-hand side is 2,780. Right-hand side would be 2,500. And I'm already going to just go 0.08 times 3,500. So 2,500 and 0.08 times 3,500 is 280, and we got the answer. 2,780. Left-hand side equals right-hand side. And our last one, a large pizza with tomato sauce and cheese costs $9.30 plus $2.25 for each additional topping. So I'm going to call each additional topping, I don't know, T. Okay. A customer orders a large pizza and is charged $16.05. How many toppings? So $16.05 is equal to the base salary, sorry, base price, my apologies, of $9.30. And then we're going to add each additional topping. So $2.25 times how many toppings there are, T. Okay, so there's your equation. So when we solve, I'm going to cheat a little bit. So I'm going to subtract 930 over here from both sides. That zeroes out on this side, and you get 225T will equal to 5,7. That gives you 675. 675. When I divide by $2.25, do that on this side, I get 3 toppings. So 3 toppings. Okay. I'm not going to verify that one because we just did. So here you go. In order to be successful, it's not enough just to watch and follow along. You have to practice. So 5C, 5F, 6B, 6C, 9, 10C, 10F, 14, 17, and 18. And again, if you're going for that honors mark, you guys, you need to do 23.